as everyone in the mainstream media and alternative media is concentrating on Donald Trump, including myself, there are important, profound changes to the American law that will retroactively change the very foundation of this country that no one is talking about. As we are speaking, President Barack Obama is set to expand the sharing of data that the NSA intercepts with other federal agencies like the FBI, the IRS, the DEA, and also local police departments in order for domestic policing. Nothing to do with terrorism, not to stop radical Islamic terrorists from actually inflicting pain onto this country, but to stop you. This is huge, important news. As we know, the NSA collects not only your text, your phone calls, your emails, your locations, your web history, your social media history, your private sexting information, but they have a complete overview of everything you do to an astonishing, surprising level. It used to be before that the NSA illegally gave information to the DEA and the IRS, and then the DEA and IRS had to build their case. They got a tip from the NSA that someone was maybe not paying their taxes or doing their taxes wrong, or if someone was smoking marijuana or doing drugs or selling drugs, the NSA would intercept that, give that information illegally. The courts could have never heard of that information, but then the IRS built their case looking for other evidence surrounding the information that the NSA gave them. This new change will allow the NSA directly to spy on you, give information to the IRS on mistakes you made on your taxes, and then the IRS will be able to persecute you on that information. To make the matter worse, retroactively, without any debate, the FBI has also just changed its use of NSA data in a move that implicates businesses and individuals alike. The FBI quietly revised its privacy rules regarding the searching of data collected by the NSA. What kind of changes did the FBI quietly and secretly make? Well, it's classified. We're not able to know that as citizens of this country, even though this will have severe, profound effects on our daily lives. Now, this is important. We have been warning you. We have been telling you. I've been screaming at the top of my lungs in 2004 that the police state apparatuses that are being set up all around us to fight terrorism will be turned against the American people, and this is exactly what's happening right now in this very moment. It's not for terrorism, it's for you. You, the American citizen that commits 3 felonies a day. You sitting right now in front of this computer, unknowingly, you have violated the federal law 3 times, and you could be in prison right now by the federal government for 21 years. 3 felonies. You could be in jail right now because of our bloated bureaucracy, because of so many laws on the books, because they are so vague and could be interpreted in so many different ways. The federal government right now could know everything you're doing and could put you in jail for 21 years. This is an absolute insane truth. This overreach of power will get so bad that when it comes to people criticizing this federal government, when it comes to people calling for accountability and transparency, these will be the first targets of this huge change that we are seeing unfold in front of us. We are already seeing with Google. This is on Google's official website. Google could predict your behavior and sell advertisers and sell you useless crap that you don't need by predicting what you have been searching, by predicting what your whole web history is, what your social media interactions are, what your emails are. They take that information in their complex algorithm, give it to advertisers that will correctly predict your behavior, and then those companies, those corporate companies, could sell you more useless crap that you don't need. This is already happening now. Now imagine, this is the power that Google has with just some of the information you give them through Gmail, with Google searches, with using Google Chrome. Now imagine what the NSA has when they look at your text, your phone calls, your emails, your location, your web history, your social media, your sexting. Imagine what kind of predictive algorithms they could have about you. We're living in an absolute police state. You see that right now. Just 12 hours ago, this was on a public beach where a military-style vehicle is being used by the police to make sure that anyone, any individual who wants to have a cold beer on a sunny beach will be arrested by the police. In Chicago, an overzealous, steroided-out cop, probably, falsely arrested 130 people for drunk driving when they were not drunk driving at all. This officer, who ruined 130 people's lives illegally, is not charged and is still free. This is the type of country that we're living in, and it will only go out of control with these new laws that Obama is promising. Now, of course, you could see this happening. You could see what the FBI is doing. They are making sure that when there's a high school student who talks against the government, who is not in line with the government, who calls for accountability and transparency within our very own government, the FBI wants teachers to report him, to put him in the database, because they are potentially dangerous. In the United States, we have the government covering up and hiding documents that show how the TSA body scanners created cancer. There's no transparency, there's no oversight against federal agencies who are out of hand, who want to expand their powers. They even want to arrest the CEO of Apple in Florida by a Florida sheriff because he doesn't want to encrypt the Apple iPhone for the FBI. And the solution here lies with Obama's very key, important statement at South by Southwest, where he had time to put down his encrypted phone long enough to tell the world to knock it off with encryption. He went to South by Southwest and he told the tech community to suck it up and let the federal government do what they want and not to use encryption. Now, encryption, it's not a bulletproof system to make sure your information is private, away from the corporations, away from illegal despotic governments that we are under. It is a preventative tool that if enough of us use, would make it virtually impossible for the federal government to spy on this. The Intercept has this important article that will be in the description below that you could click on and you could learn how to encrypt your data. Even if you're not doing anything wrong, you could still be thrown in jail for 21 years. So I strongly recommend everyone start using encryption, start learning how to encrypt. And if all of us do it, even if we're not doing anything wrong, if enough of us use it, this will make it virtually impossible for the government to crack all of their encryption to go after all of us. It is not a bulletproof answer. It is not 100% secure, of course, but with Obama's statements, he pretty much let the solution out the door to the problem that he is creating. Check out encryption. Thank you again so much for donating with Bitcoin and donations to this independent news organization that's run for you and by you. Subscribe. We're going to have a lot more important news and information coming here your way on youtube.com/We Are Change.